Sometimes we have an inner knowing, a sense of clarity that just feels right. It is often just a delicate, quiet, or easy feeling that offers direct perception, answers that seem to come at times out of nowhere, or a very tangible feeling about what you should or should not do. In essence, this is what many people call their intuition. These intuitive feelings show up in most people's lives from time to time, random events that we remember as special in some way. Perhaps right now you can remember some intuitive experiences in your life. What if intuition need not be so random and fleeting? What if we could make practical intuition a normal part of our lives, something that we can access more often and more easily? With a little practice we can. Heart intelligence, heart coherence, and intuition are linked and work together. Practicing to increase heart coherence a few minutes several times a day can help you to be more intuitive at choice points, helping you to choose your actions and reactions rather than mechanically respond in the same old stress-producing behavior patterns. Here are some practical situations where accessing heart intuition can be very helpful. When you have a big decision to make, or you are having a hard time figuring out something. Increasing your capacity for discerning direction in sensitive situations. Deciding when it is time to speak up, or when it is time to hold back. Determining what attitude you should bring to a particular situation. Detecting when life is feeding back to us that we need to change an attitude or disposition to help guide your diet and health choices.
Intuition has always played out in business that people don't actually talk about it. But I've noticed over the last 10 years, intuition, which was nowhere in leadership competence, in any situation now in organizations where they have a set of leadership competencies, intuition is there. And I think we're in a time in the business world where people are much more comfortable to talk about a partnership between head and heart. Businesses have always used heart to make decisions as well as head, and I see very clearly now a resurgence of a willingness to talk about the importance of intuitive heart decisions in the business world.
Here is a tool called the freeze frame technique that can help you access more of your heart's intuitive intelligence. It's a multi-purpose technique for stopping energy drains from mentally and emotionally processing a problem and then gaining clarity or insight from the heart's intuitive guidance as a more effective approach. It works by shifting your physiology into a coherent state to synchronize heart and brain, then asking yourself questions to access your heart's intuitive guidance, your heart intelligence. For this experience, I would like you to get a pen and paper. It would be useful for this exercise. There's no rush. Pause the program if needed. Okay. I'd like you to think of a specific situation that you feel has been difficult to solve these past few days. Try not to pick the most emotionally charged situation in your life to start with. Pick something where you'd like to know your next steps from your heart's intuitive guidance. Write down a few words about the situation. Then, under that, write down how you have been mentally and emotionally feeling about the situation. Now, as you have done before, focus on the area around your heart. Keep your attention there as you breathe in a comfortable rhythm. imagine your breath is flowing in and out of your heart area. Make a sincere attempt to experience a regenerative feeling, such as appreciation or care for someone or something in your life. Remember, don't try to simply visualize it, but rather to feel it fully, re-experience it. Now, ask a question from the heart. From this more objective place, ask yourself, what would be a more efficient or effective attitude, action, or solution? Listen to the response of your heart. Quietly observe any subtle changes in perceptions, attitudes, or feelings. Write down what your heart's intuitive guidance offered you, even if it's just 1 or 2 words, or a simple attitude shift that your heart is suggesting, as this can lead to new solutions. Commit to sustaining beneficial attitude shifts and acting on new insights. Now, read what you first wrote down, and then read your heart's response. Which is more intelligent? We suggest you do the freeze frame technique in writing until you get comfortable with it, and then you can use it more casually to help you gain the intuitive discrimination you need for making choices and decisions. It will work for you if you work with it. Here are the quick steps of this technique. Acknowledge, heart-focused breathing, activate a positive or renewing feeling, ask, observe and act.
The major benefit that freeze frame gives me is, when things are going all over the place and things are, going wrong, we're in this sort of emotional turmoil. And the biggest component around the freeze frame is to sort of shift to that coherent state. And when you're in that position, that allows you this deeper wisdom, this perspective, which, at the very least, just calms your nerves. Though a lot of the times I've been able to really access some deep, profound insights on what to do next.
It's my favorite because it really embraces, I think, the essence of what HeartMath is about. So it allows us to get into a more coherent state, physiologically speaking. So we're sending a different coherent signal to the brain. But it also has in a step where we ask our heart for its intuitive guidance. So now we're accessing that larger part of ourself to get that flow of intuitive information from that larger part of ourself that often brings in solutions for out-of-the-box thinking. So I use this all the time scientifically when I'm writing a paper or having to design a new study. It's a wonderful technique for really being able to access that deeper part of ourself, that deeper wisdom that we have.
So I love this technique because of how useful it is and what it gives you. And it's really a combination of, of the physiology, the emotional qualities of the heart, and then the intuitive access that gives you. So if I have to make a big decision, sure, I'm going to use logic, linear intelligence. I'm going to use what I know from the past, what my life experience has shown me. All those things are important too. But I'm also going to get a second opinion. I'm going to consult with my heart. And I'm going to take all that information and put it together and use that to make the decision. Doesn't mean you always get it right, but it makes me feel good that I did the best I could to get it right.
The freeze frame technique is not just for problems. It's also helpful for gaining clarity and new insight on creative projects. Can you imagine being the best version of yourself? Practicing the techniques you are learning can offer a life with more flow and less resistance.
Now, can you picture how the world would look if many of us applied these easy exercises? If we could all manage our emotions and learn to be in control of our reactions? If we listened carefully to our heart as well as our mind? Taking the best decisions available and saving our energies for the experiences we want, allowing ourselves to feel the things that renew us, regenerate us, give meaning to our lives. Well, that's exactly where we're heading in the next chapter.